Let's try to solve a basic nonogram together. If you want to check the rules on how nonograms are solved, check the links in the description below. Let's start with this row here. We can tell it has no black squares, so we can blank all the cells belonging to this row. Now this row here, in turn, has 10 black cells, and the width of our grid happens to be 10. This means all the cells in this row must be black. As you may notice, we have 2 more rows with 10 black cells, so we can color these as well. Now let's look at these 2 columns. They both contain 3 black cells, and we already have 3 black cells in each of them. This means there can't be any more black cells in either. Considering we have eliminated 2 columns out of 10, now the number of maximum cells we can color in a row is 8. And this row here tells us it has 8 cells, meaning we can now color all the available cells in it. The row below is slightly more complex. It has 6 black cells and 8 slots where they can be located. We know all the 6 must be in a single continuous block. So if we put them at leftmost possible location, they are going to look like this. And at rightmost possible location they are going to look like this. As you probably noticed, between the 2 placements we have 4 cells in common, meaning that no matter how the block of 6 colored cells is located, it will include these 4 cells. This means we can color them. Now let's look at these 2 columns. They each contain a single block of 5 black cells. 4 of these cells are already in place. This means that at most the block is going to extend either 1 cell above the 4, or 1 cell below. We don't know which direction it will extend to, but in either of the columns there definitely won't be any more black cells outside of these cells adjacent to the existing 4. Hence, we can mark all the remaining cells in these columns as empty. And now let's take a look at this row here. It has a single block of 4 black cells and 6 empty cells where this block is located. Yet again, we can check the leftmost and the rightmost positions for the block, and between the 2 we will have 2 cells in common, that definitely must be black. Now let's see these 2 columns. I'm going to change the colors slightly for a moment so it's clear that so far we have found 4 black cells out of the 7 we need in each of them. Assuming the blocks extend upwards, they have 2 cells to extend to, meaning that if all the cells with question marks are black, the blocks will each have 6 black cells, and we need 7. This means that both black blocks need to extend down for at least 1 more cell to allow eventual size of 7 cells. Now this row has reached the expected single block of 6 cells, meaning all the remaining cells in it are empty. Therefore, these 2 blocks of 4 cells need to extend up for 1 more cells to reach the expected 5 cells. Now we have a row with 2 groups containing 3 cells each. Conveniently enough, the black cells we have here only have 1 way to expand, meaning we can expand each of them to 3 cells. And the remaining 2 cells in the block can be marked as empty. This means the 7-cell blocks in these 2 columns can only expand down, and the single empty cell in both of these columns can be marked as empty. This row already has the single block consisting of 2 cells, meaning all the remaining cells in it are empty. We have 4 more black cells to place, and this is where things become a little complicated. Let's imagine both of the cells with the question marks here are black. Considering both of these columns contain a single group of 7 black cells, this would mean the cells with stars would need to remain empty. However, this row must contain 2 blocks of single black cells separated by 1 or more empty cells. And if the cells marked with stars remain empty, we somehow need to place both single black cells and at least 1 white cell separating them into the 2 adjacent cells with exclamation marks. This clearly isn't going to work. So going back to our block of 4 black cells, we have just established there's no way for both of these cells to be black. Considering the 4-cell block needs to be continuous, there's also no way to have a single black cell separated from the 2 existing black cells by a white cell. Therefore, the cell containing the question mark must be empty. Please note, at this point we don't yet know if the other cell of the 2 is black or empty. This means this column here has 6 black cells marked towards the 7 it needs and 1 possible cell that we can still blacken. Since this row here has 2 groups consisting of single black cells, we know that the cell adjacent to the blackened one must be empty. This leaves us with this column having 6 black cells out of the 7 needed and only 1 cell we can still blacken. Now the black group in this row has 3 cells out of the 4 required, and it only has one way it can expand to. Also, after we have our 4 black cells, we can mark the last cell in the row as empty. This column already has 7 marked black cells, so the one remaining cell must be empty. And finally, this column is still missing one more black cell, so we can mark it. And the puzzle is solved. This took a while, but we used pretty much all the basic mechanics used for solving nonograms, so this definitely was not wasted time. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more solutions for nonograms and other logic puzzles.